Good morning, everyone. Uh, today we are going. Good morning. Today we are going to discuss about polymorphic forms of DNA double helix structure. In the previous class, we have discussed the salient features of DNA double helix structure, which was proposed by the scientists Watson and Crick. And all those characteristics, whatever we discussed about DNA double helix structure, those are all the characteristics of the most stable form of DNA that occurs in nature, and that is the B form of DNA. Similarly, in addition to this most stable B form, there had also been other polymorphic forms of DNA double helix that has been identified and studied. So in this class, we need to discuss what are the other alternative polymorphic forms of DNA, and we need to study their properties with respect to B form of DNA and the differences uh, with respect to B form in case of the other forms like A form and Z form of DNA. So let's see. So before going to the other alternative forms, let's quickly recollect the characteristic features of the most stable form of DNA, which is bDNA, that we had already discussed. All these different forms of the DNA double helix structure, they all have two strands of the DNA that are helically wound anti-parallel to each other. And as we all know, this structure is identified by Watson and Crick. And the structure which was identified by Watson and Crick was bDNA, and it is considered to be the idealized form of structure which is adopted by all the DNA in vivo conditions. And as we discussed, in case of bDNA, each helical turn that consists of 10 base pairs, and it is right-handed helix. And these nitrogenous base pairs, they are in the center of the helix, and they lie on the helix axis and almost perpendicular to the helix axis. And this double-stranded helical structure of DNA that has well-defined deep major and minor grooves. This diagram we have discussed in detail. As we know, two strands of the DNA, they are wound around each other following the helical path, and the sugar phosphate backbone of the DNA is outside, and the planar bases, they are in the center of the helix, and they're on the helix axis, and they are stacked one above the other. And always purines base pair with pyrimidine. When it is C and G base pairing, there are 3 hydrogen bonds that are formed. When it is AT base pairing, of course it is purine and pyrimidine base pairing. They are held together by the formation of 2 hydrogen bonds, and we have well defined major groove, minor groove. Both the strands are anti-parallel to each other, and this diagram shows the stacking of the nitrogenous bases one above the other. So these are all the characteristic features of the B form of the DNA. Now let's see what are the alternative other forms of double helix structure of DNA and how these are different with respect to the B form of DNA double helix. This A form conformation that can be induced to take up by the DNA under certain unusual conditions. What are those unusual conditions? It could be the conditions of low humidity, and this A form of DNA double helix is right-handed. So that is similar to the B form of the DNA. We all know that even the B form takes up the right-handed helix. But the difference is that in case of A form, it has a wider and more compressed structure. Because of this compressed structure, what happens? The base pairs are tilted with respect to helix axis. Otherwise, they are present on helix axis itself in case of the most stable form, that is B form. But here in case of A form, it is a wider and more compressed structure. Because of the compression, what happens? The base pairs are tilted with respect to the helix axis and they actually lie off the axis. And here in case of the A form, the helical repeat is around 11 base pairs per turn. There are about 11 base pairs present per each turn of the helix. And this A form conformation is adopted by DNA in vivo conditions only under unusual circumstances. The importance of this A form of the DNA is that generally this conformation is adopted by RNA and in case of DNA RNA hybrids. Otherwise, it is very unusual to see the A form conformation of the DNA double helix, but in case of RNA and DNA RNA hybrids, this A form is adopted. Why this A form is adopted in case of RNA and DNA RNA hybrids? Because as we all know, the RNA has ribose sugar. When it is ribose sugar, at the second atom, at the second carbon atom, there is hydroxyl group instead of hydrogen group. In case of deoxyribose sugar, which is present in DNA, we have oxygen atom missing at the second carbon atom of the pentose sugar. But here in case of RNA, at the second position, you have the hydroxyl group. Because of the presence of this hydroxyl group, we cannot accommodate this RNA structure into the most stable B form of the double helix structure. Rather, it takes up the conformation of A form in order to be existing in the stable structure. I hope you are able to follow what I am saying. A form is not adopted by the normal DNA in nature, but it is adopted until unless certain unusual conditions. Otherwise, this A form is adopted by RNA and in case of DNA RNA hybrids. And why RNA adopts this A form is that because of the presence of the hydroxyl group at the second position of the ribose sugar. So here, for the comparison's sake, all these three different forms of DNA double helix is shown. This is the bDNA, which we discuss in general. If you don't mention which form of DNA it is, it means that it is the bDNA, which is the most stable form. We know, many details about this bDNA form of the DNA double helix. Now we are discussing about the aDNA. You can see the difference. It is wider and more compressed structure. Because of the compression, what happens? These bases are tilted with respect to the helix axis and they lie off the helix axis. And this is the Z form of DNA double helix structure. It appears overall zigzag conformation and it is left-handed helix, right? And it is taken up only by the synthetic DNA, not by the natural DNA. So these are the differences, overall structural differences in case of bDNA, aDNA and zDNA. So coming to the next alternative form of the DNA double helix, that is Z form of DNA. This is another unusual helical structure which can be formed by the DNA, and this Z form of DNA is left-handed helix, unlike your bDNA and aDNA double helical structures. As I mentioned earlier, it is not taken up by the natural DNA. Usually, this Z form conformation is stable in case of only synthetic double-stranded DNA. And particularly in case of synthetic double-stranded DNA also, it should be having the specific sequence which is of alternating pyrimidine-purine. Here one example is given how the sequence should be. It should be alternating pyrimidine-purine, pyrimidine-purine, pyrimidine-purine. If the sequence is of this kind, then only that DNA sequence can adopt the zDNA conformation. Why that kind of sequence adopts this zDNA conformation? That's because in this structure, the pyrimidine and purine, these nucleotides, adopt very different conformations. Whereas in case of A and B forms of DNA, all the nucleotides, whether it is purine or pyrimidine, they all adopt the same conformation, which is anti-conformation. But here, in this sequence, which adopts the zDNA conformation, what happens? The purines, they adopt syn conformation. The purine nucleotides, they adopt syn conformation. What is the syn conformation? The purine base that is present directly above the deoxyribose ring. But when we looked at the nucleoside structure, the glycosylic bond is the one that connects this pentose sugar and the nitrogenous base. You have seen how the conformation is in case of the nucleotides that regularly adopt anti-conformation. So whatever the picture I had shown you while explaining the nucleoside structure, that is anti-conformation. But here in this sequence, what happens? The purine nucleotides, they adopt syn conformation. That means the purine base that directly lies above the deoxyribose ring. These purine bases or nucleotides, they adopt syn conformation, whereas the pyrimidine nucleotides, they adopt anti-conformation like any other nucleotide conformation. Because of this difference between purine nucleotide conformation and pyrimidine nucleotide conformation, it takes a overall zigzag conformation of the DNA double helix. That's how this zDNA overall the helix appearance is zigzag in nature. I hope you followed why this specific sequence where alternating pyrimidine purine bases are present that takes up the zDNA conformation. Basically, this is because the purine nucleotides, they adopt very different conformation, which is syn conformation, whereas the pyrimidine nucleotides, they adopt anti-conformation like any other nucleotides. If you take the other forms, the stable form bDNA or the other alternative form aDNA conformation, here all the nucleotides like purine and pyrimidine nucleotides, both they take anti-conformation. Yeah. As I mentioned, in case of zDNA, the pyrimidine nucleotides and all nucleotides and A and B forms, they adopt the anti-conformation. That is why this Z helix has zigzag appearance. And another property which is different with respect to bDNA conformation is there are about 12 base pairs per helix turn of this Z DNA. And the repeat unit along each strand is a dinucleotide. Why it is called repeat unit is a dinucleotide? Because the sequence should be specifically alternating pyrimidine purine. So this is considered to be the repeating unit, which is a dinucleotide. And this zDNA conformation, it does not easily form in case of the normal DNA, even if there are regions of the repeating such sequence. In the beginning, what I told, zDNA conformation is taken up by the specific DNA sequence if there is alternating pyrimidine purine sequence. But in case of natural DNA, though there is this specific alternating pyrimidine purine sequence, even then it does not adopt zDNA. I'm talking in case of the natural DNA. In the beginning, I told that this is adopted by the synthetic double-stranded DNA. Though this kind of specific sequence is present in case of natural DNA, it does not take up this conformation. Why? Because the boundaries between the zDNA and the surrounding bDNA that become quite unstable, which is why though this specific sequence is present in the natural DNA, it does not take up the zDNA conformation. Overall, it exists in the either more stable bDNA conformation or under unusual conditions, it could be aDNA conformation, but not zDNA conformation. So these are the properties of other alternative polymorphic form of DNA, which is zDNA conformation. So three different conformations we have discussed: bDNA, which is the most stable form. Then under low conditions of humidity, aDNA conformation can be adopted, but We see very rarely the aDNA conformation existing in the natural DNA, whereas this can be adopted by RNA and DNA RNA hybrids. And especially why RNA adopts this A conformation, that is because of the presence of hydroxyl group at the second position of the ribose sugar. And when you look at the overall structure, the aDNA is wider and more compressed. Coming to the zDNA, it has left-handed helix. That is one difference in terms of properties, 12 base pairs per turn. And overall, it appears like zigzag conformation. And it is taken up by only the synthetic double-stranded DNA. And there should be specific alternating pyrimidine purine sequence. Though this kind of sequence is present in the natural DNA, the zDNA conformation is not taken up by the natural DNA. That's because the boundaries between the zDNA, which is left-handed, and the more stable DNA, that becomes quite unstable, which is why it does not take the zDNA conformation in case of natural DNA. So here, this is the table which gives some numbers summarizing the features of A, B, and Z forms of nucleic acid helices. Helical sense is in case of B form. Anytime we study about the properties of the other polymorphic forms, we study with respect to the B form. Why? Because B form is considered to be the most stable form of the DNA double helix. So the helical sense in case of B form is right-handed, whereas A form also right-handed, but in case of Z form, it is left-handed. The diameter of the helix is 2 nanometer in case of B form. A form, it is 2.6, whereas in Z form, it is 1.8 nanometer. The number of base pairs per helical turn, in case of B form, it is 10 base pairs. In A, it is 11. And in case of Z form, it is 12 base pairs. And it is considered to be 6 dimers. Why? Because the repeating unit is the dinucleotide in case of the Z form of DNA. The helical twist per base pair, it is 36 degree in case of B form, 33 degree in case of A form, and 60 degree in case of Z form. And helix rise per base pair is 0.34 nanometer in B form, 0.26 nanometer in A form, and 0.37 nanometer in Z form. Helix pitch is 3.4 nanometer in B form, whereas in case of A form, it is 2.8 nanometer. In Z form, it is 4.5 nanometer. Base tilt to helix axis, it is only 6 degree in case of B form, which is the most stable form. In A form, it is more. The tilt to the helix axis is 20 degree. It is tilted more. Actually, the base pairs lie of the helix axis. That is what we have discussed. This is because of the more compressed structure of A form of DNA. But here it is more or less same in case of Z form. That's only 7 degree tilt of the bases with respect to helix axis. And major groove in case of B form, it is wide and deep, narrow and deep in case of A form. It is flat in case of Z form. Minor groove is narrow and deep in case of B form, wide and shallow in case of A form. And in case of Z form, the minor groove is narrow and deep. Glycosylic bond, as we discussed, all the nucleotides in case of A form and B form, they adopt anti-conformation. Only in case of Z form, the purine nucleotides adopt syn conformation, whereas the pyrimidine adopt the same anti-conformation. Because of the difference of this purine and pyrimidine nucleotide conformations, the overall appearance of Z form of DNA is zigzag in nature. So this is the summary which gives the properties of different polymorphic forms of this DNA. So this is all I wanted to discuss majorly in this class, different polymorphic forms of DNA. in the university exam question paper, many times they have asked explain the salient features of DNA double helix and also add a note on the polymorphic forms of DNA. Like this they have asked, or otherwise only the DNA double helix structure they could have asked. Though they don't mention about the polymorphic forms, when it is asked for the 15 marks, including the differences of other alternating polymorphic forms of DNA with a neat labeled diagram, you have to explain in detail. Though this is the basic concept, several times this question has appeared in the molecular biology question paper of second semester MSc microbiology. So one of the important question, you can start writing your assignment with this question. Okay, otherwise, separately, the different forms of the DNA can be asked for five marks. That also had been asked. Some time ago, Z form of DNA had been asked for 3 marks also. Z form of DNA was asked for 5 marks also. So these are the various ways how these questions can be asked in the university examination. Any questions?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Is that clear to you? All the polymorphic forms of DNA?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in the next class, I will start with the DNA damage mechanisms, and following that, we will be discussing about DNA repair pathway.